So, Nothing Phone 2 or Motorola Edge 50 Pro under Rs 35,000? Let's solve that confusion right away in this seedhi baat, no bakwas comparison. Hi, I'm Arshad. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Straight up, the Phone 2 offers better performance than the Edge 50 Pro. But there's a twist. Stop being naughty, Moto. Antutu and Geekbench scores were higher on the Phone 2, so we're good there. Even the CPU stability in our standard 40-thread, 30-minute test, the Phone 2 actually offers better stability. However, weirdly enough, our Phone 2 had very unstable performance in Genshin Impact. And that's evident from the graph that you can see on your screen right now. Compared to that, the Edge 50 Pro's graph is far more stable. And we play the game at highest graphics at 60 FPS, and I genuinely expected the average frame rates to be higher on nothing, but that's not really the case. In fact, both the phones also do get equally hot when playing the game as well. However, the Phone 2 with the 8 Plus Gen 1 is definitely a better performer because when you take a look at the Call of Duty Mobile or BGMI graphics, the Phone 2 actually can play at 90 FPS Call of Duty. And with BGMI as well, you do get HDR graphics and extreme frame rates. So technically the Phone 2 is better, just that it's not very good at Genshin Impact gaming for some reason. Also, we finally found a phone with UFS 3.1 storage that performs like UFS 3.1 storage. Because take a look at the sequential read-write and random read-write speeds in comparison to the Edge 50 Pro. Yes, the Phone 2 definitely performs better. Now, Phone 2's performance with Airtel and Jio is also fantastic. This is one of the very first phones that constantly gave me voice over 5G, which is pretty good. Even the Motorola has fantastic mobile data and network performance. Both are great on network quality, so 2 thumbs up. Now, the battery sizes are not too different on both the phones. Motorola has 4500 mAh compared to the Phone 2, which has 4700 mAh. But the battery life is quite a bit better on the Phone 2. You can expect about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time from the Nothing Phone 2, whereas with the Edge 50 Pro, you can expect about 6 hours. That's the max. You can't go beyond 6. However, Motorola makes up for that lack of great screen on time with faster wired and wireless charging speeds. So 125 watt compared to 45 watt wired charging speeds and 50 watt compared to 15 watt on the Phone 2. And in our testing, Motorola took about 20-21 minutes for a full charge from 0 to 100, whereas the Phone 2 took 55 minutes. And it takes only 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and support Trakin English. Because if 100 people are watching our videos, only 4 or 5 of you are subscribing. Why is that so? Chalo, hit that subscribe button and help TTE reach 1 million by the end of 2024. So overall, Phone 2 for longer battery life and the Edge 50 Pro for faster charging speeds. Picking between longer battery life and faster charging speeds is a bigger confusion than choosing who was the best cricketer to play for India? Was it Dhoni or Tendulkar? Let me know your choice. Now, the display sizes are the exact same on the Edge 50 Pro and the Nothing Phone 2. It's the same 6.7 inches. But of course, the Edge 50 Pro has a curved panel, whereas the Nothing Phone 2 has a flat one. And you know that I prefer flat panels over curved ones. But the Edge 50 Pro has a higher refresh rate of 144Hz compared to 120Hz on the Nothing Phone 2 and a higher brightness as well. Look at this. The Edge 50 Pro is brighter outdoors. And even when you're watching HDR content on YouTube, the HDR peak brightness is higher on the Edge 50 Pro compared to the Phone 2. Unfortunately, Netflix HDR playback is not available on both these phones. As for the color accuracy of these displays, the Edge 50 Pro offers Pantone validation and the colors are very close to accurate. But the Nothing Phone 2 is not too bad. Honestly, it can match up to Motorola. Take a look at it here. Now looking at the other parameters, the Phone 2 definitely has better haptic feedback compared to the Edge 50 Pro, which matters to me a lot because it adds to the premium experience. But since the Phone 2 uses LTPO technology in its display, it can go down to 1 Hz, and that is possibly also the reason why you get better battery life. Now, to close the multimedia experience, if you have a pair of truly wireless buds which support LHDC or LDAC, both these phones offer that support, which is very good. However, when it comes to speaker quality, Edge 50 Pro is definitely better. It sounds louder, it sounds richer. Take a listen to it for yourself and let me know what you guys think. Now, talking about cameras, of course, the Edge 50 Pro is better than the Nothing Phone 2. Obviously, because of that extra telephoto that you get with the Edge 50 Pro. But let's take a look at the samples. First things first, you see more details with the primary camera on the Edge 50 Pro compared to the Nothing Phone 2 when you zoom in 100%. Even the colors are closer to accurate on the Edge 50 Pro compared to the Phone 2, thanks to that Pantone color validation that you get with the phone. Although the color science consistency between the primary and the ultrawide, not good on both actually. Now, HDR performance was slightly difficult to evaluate because what I noticed is that the Edge H50 Pro actually offers great dynamics compared to the flatter look of the Phone 2. But what the Phone 2 does is that it does slightly better highlight correction, but it, removes the contrast entirely from the shadows. I prefer the H50 Pro's HDR look compared to the Phone 2, but it's just a matter of preference. Let me know what your choice is in the comment section below. Now remember, with the H50 Pro, we got that yellow skin tone issue. Yeah, the white balance would be off sometimes, but that doesn't happen all the time, which is a good thing, because when it does get right, like it did this time, it's so much better, especially compared to the Phone 2, which has a red skin tone problem. And this is the skin tone that you can expect at 3x in, even daylight. The Pantone validation definitely comes in handy, but it's just that it's inconsistent. Even the low light performance with the H50 Pro's primary camera is better, because what I noticed with the Phone 2 is that it goes for an all-out overblown exposure. In the H50 Pro sample, you can see the night represented like the night, the white balance is also accurate, and the details are better too. Because the Nothing Phone 2's noise correction algorithm is a little too intense, and therefore it cuts out the details as well. Now, ultra-wide camera on the Phone 2 firstly has a wider field of view. Secondly, the quality is way better in daylight or low light because of the higher resolution sensor compared to the H50 Pro. And that also makes a difference when you're shooting macro shots with the ultra-wide cameras on both these phones. Yes, you can do that, thankfully, because there is autofocus. However, when it comes to selfies, Motorola is better. It offers more details, the skin tones are better, even the portrait semantic segmentation and depth mapping is generally better with Motorola's algorithm. Plus the HDR performance, just look at it compared to the Phone 2. Without having night mode, the Motorola's low-light selfies look better than the Phone 2. Now coming to video recording, it's better on the Phone 2 because you get 4K 60fps video recording option compared to 4K 30fps on the H50 Pro. Plus the quality is better, the stabilization is good, and the sound quality especially is much better. It's far more premium. Now we're recording a 4K 60fps video on Nothing and 4K 30fps on Motorola. Alright, so now we're recording a 4K 60fps video on Nothing and 4K 30fps on Motorola. On the contrary, with the front camera on the Motorola H50 Pro, you can shoot 4K 30fps videos, whereas you can only shoot up to 1080p 60fps on the Phone 2. So right now we're shooting a video at 1080p 60fps on Nothing and 4K 30fps on Motorola. You can of course shoot 4K video using Motorola, but only at 30fps. You can also shoot 1080p 60fps with the H50 Pro. So in general, the H50 Pro has an edge in selfie video recording. 1080p 60fps matched on both. This is what the quality looks like. Which one do you guys prefer? Which one do you guys like? Let me know in the comment section below. And we're back to yet another really difficult software evaluation. Hello UI versus Nothing OS based on Android 14. But here's the thing, the Phone 2 will get 3 years of software updates, right? But it launched with Android 13, so you will get updates until Android 16. But the H50 Pro will get up to Android 17 if Motorola lives up to its promises. Because you and I both know it, Nothing has been more timely and trustworthy in terms of OS updates. And I also really like Nothing OS. It's clean, it's got no bloatware whatsoever. And the features are also very intuitive. Enlarged folders, the custom icons, the dot matrix design in the custom apps, and of course my absolute favorite quick settings toggle on the lock screen. Also, Nothing OS offers you a widget through which you can directly do call recording, which is cool. But you know what the best aspect of Nothing OS is? The animations. Oh god, the animations, they're so smooth and clean and fast as well. It's not like the H50 Pro is bad, but it pales in comparison to the Nothing OS. In fact, every other phone, Android phone that I've used, pales in comparison to the Nothing OS. Now, Hello UI is of course fantastic too, especially the features that you get with it, which are not present on Nothing OS. For example, you get that Ready For feature that lets you connect your phone to a larger display and use it like a PC. And then of course, you've got Moto Secure and Moto Gestures, which has been troubling me a lot in this shoot. Now, let me put it this way. If I give 8.5 out of 10 for Hello UI, I'd give 9 out of 10 for Nothing OS. Okay, I saved the design for last because it is subjective. See, the Phone 2 is a heavier and chunkier phone compared to the H50 Pro, but you've got that transparent glass back and glyph lighting as well. Of course, the glyph lighting also has its own functional benefits, and we've spoken about it at length. Now, if you're wondering, you also do get a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the rear and the front. Now, the Motorola is thinner, lighter, and definitely more comfortable to hold and use compared to the Phone 2. But like I mentioned in my previous video, it's a little top heavy. But the most important thing is that the H50 Pro has IP68 rating and a Type-C port with Gen 3.1 support. Nothing offers only USB 2.0, which is a huge disadvantage for me. Because of these two additional premium and useful features, plus the fact that the box of the H50 Pro has the case and the charger inside, definitely gives the H50 Pro more brownie points. Now let me break it down for you. So buy the Phone 2 for its unique design, better battery life, superior performance, gorgeous and well-tuned software experience, timely updates, and Kalpe. Oh, you'd be surprised to know how many people I've met in real life who are buying Nothing's products just because Kalpe is making them. He's got a bit of a star value in the tech community, doesn't he? Now go for the Edge 50 Pro if you want a more affordable phone, you want better displays, the better overall camera performance, faster charging speeds, and of course, IP68 rating. Hope that solves your confusion, but if you put a gun to my head and ask me which phone would I pick between these two, I'd probably go for the phone 2 because I really like that smooth software experience that you get with Nothing OS. Now, even after this, if you guys are confused, just take it to the comments, ask your doubts. We'll try to solve it for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.